One man worked for 40 years and barely saved $20,000. Another hit $100,000 in 5 years and became a millionaire by 35 with the same job. What was the difference? Not income, but how early their money started compounding. In this video, I'll show you why $100,000 is the wealth tipping point that nobody talks about. Let's start with the reality nobody tells you. The rich really do get richer, but not because they're lucky or privileged. It's because of how money behaves after a certain threshold. That threshold is $100,000. You see, 100K is more than just a milestone. It's the dividing line between linear and exponential growth. Before you hit $100,000, you're pushing a boulder uphill. After $100,000, gravity starts to help you. Imagine two people. One has $1,000 invested, the other has $100,000. They both earn the exact same 10% return. One makes $100, the other $10,000. Same skill, same strategy, but one has 100 times the result. That's the magic of capital scale. As your portfolio grows, every percentage point becomes exponentially more powerful. You no longer need higher returns, just more capital doing the work. This is why Charlie Munger famously said,
"The hard part of the process for most people is the first $100,000.
Find a way to get your hands on $100,000 because once you do, money becomes your employee, and it works 24/7. Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world because it's exponential, not linear. Let's look at this with real numbers. Suppose you invest $1,000 per month into an index fund that returns 8% annually. Your first 100K takes around 7 years. The second 100K takes only 4 years. The third, about 3 years. And after 15 years, you're past $500,000. By 23 years, you cross $1 million with no change in strategy. Nothing about your work ethic changed. The only difference was time and the snowball effect. The compound effect works like this. Small, consistent actions, repeated over time, yield massive results, but only if you stay the course. That's why most people never see real wealth. They quit too early. They stop at day 15 of a 31-day compounding cycle and never witness the hockey stick growth curve that comes at the end. Let's be honest, the journey to $100,000 feels painfully slow. It's frustrating because you don't see much growth. Your savings dominate your net worth, not investment returns. In fact, research shows that up to 85% of your first $100,000 will come from direct savings, not returns. That's why personal finance experts emphasize budgeting, frugality, and cutting costs in the early stages.
If you go to Starbucks at $5 every day, compounded at an 8% return over 40-something years, that could be $1 million.
But here's the kicker. Once you cross that 100K mark, returns start doing more of the heavy lifting. That's when frugality takes a backseat to strategy and scale. In The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel describes two men. One, a janitor with little income who slowly invested for decades. The other, a high-powered executive who went bankrupt. The difference wasn't intelligence. It was behavior. The janitor let time and compounding work in his favor. The executive didn't. We live in a culture that encourages spending and consumerism. New cars, upgraded iPhones, luxury vacations. Every dollar spent early delays the compounding machine. A $300 monthly car upgrade might seem harmless, but if you invested that instead, you'd have over $200,000 in 30 years. That's why you hear advice like skip the $5 coffee. Not because coffee makes or breaks your wealth, but because every small dollar counts more before $100,000 than after. The goal isn't to sacrifice forever. It's to front-load discipline so your future self can coast on momentum. Suppose you save $10,000 per year and earn a 7% annual return. Year 1 through 7, you save $70,000 and interest adds another $30,000. Total, $100,000. Next 5 years, you save $50,000 more, but this time, your money earns more than $50,000 on its own. By year 15, you hit 200K. In the next 5 years, you don't just add another 100K, you leap to 350K plus. That's the net worth hockey stick. What used to take years now happens in months. That's the nature of exponential growth. 3 strategies to get to $100,000 faster. A. Increase your offense. The fastest way to build wealth is to make more money. Ask for a raise, switch jobs or industries, build a side hustle, learn a high-income skill. Your income is the fuel that feeds your investment engine. Without it, you're coasting uphill with no gas. B. Play good defense. Frugality matters, and especially early on. Budgeting isn't about deprivation, it's about optimization. Track your spending, cut recurring costs you don't use, delay big purchases. Remember, lifestyle inflation is your enemy before $100,000. Every dollar saved is a dollar invested in momentum. Max out your 401k, Roth IRA, and HSA accounts. Use high-yield savings for your emergency fund. Stick to index funds. You don't need to beat the market and just stay in it. Time in the market is greater than timing the market. Behavioral finance teaches us that emotions, not math, are what sabotage most people. We want fast results. We compare ourselves to others and try to catch up by spending more. We avoid investing out of fear of loss. Morgan Housel says it best. Doing well with money has little to do with intelligence and a lot to do with behavior. If you can stay consistent, consistent, avoid lifestyle creep, and think long-term, you'll win, even if you're not a genius. Once you hit $100,000, everything changes. You start seeing monthly growth from interest alone. Suddenly, $10,000 gains become normal, then $20,000, then $100,000 in a year just from interest. You've built the snowball. Now it's rolling downhill, picking up size and speed, all because you pushed hard early. The first $100,000 was manual labor. The rest is capital leverage. You don't need to be rich, smart, or lucky to build wealth. You just need three things: time, discipline, and your willingness to get to your first $100,000. The truth is simple. Wealth demands short-term sacrifice for long-term freedom. Most people avoid the pain, so they never get the reward. If you can live below your means and invest consistently, even small amounts, you will build real wealth. The first 100K is the hardest, but once you hit it, everything starts compounding in your favor. So if you're ready to stop living for the moment and start building your future, hit like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts. Let's discuss.